Thank you very much, Madam Mayor, and to echo Councillor Smith's welcome, congratulations as the Mayor. I look forward to the next 12 months. In thanking Councillor Tala, I'd like to start with 2 quotes and end with 2 quotes, if that's all right. And as ever, with Baiju, if I can call Baiju in this instance, being more informal, it's interesting to see what he writes and to see what he says. And I went back to look at the people that inspired him, to see if that could give some interesting insights into how Councillor Tala operates. And I was particularly intrigued by the work of Bhagat Singh, I hope I pronounced that right, Councillor Tala, who was a prominent Indian independence activist known for his powerful and inspiring quotes. I think he died as a young man in the 1920s, or was executed as a young man in the 1920s. And 2 of the quotes that struck me as giving that insight into the way that Councillor Tala operates is, Bhagat Singh said, "They may kill me, but they cannot kill my ideas." And secondly, bombs and pistols don't make a revolution. The sword of revolution is sharpened on the whetting stones of ideas. Ideas at the heart of that. These quotes reflect Bhagat Singh's unwavering commitment to freedom, revolution, and the belief in the power of ideas to bring about change. And in all the time I've known Baiju, ideas have been at the heart of what he has done and has reflected in his time as our Mayor. As Baiju commented in his powerful speech earlier on, he's a migrant and he came from Kerala in India, where he would work alongside his family in the paddy fields throughout his childhood. He became a lawyer in 2019, qualifying, and he became a criminal defence solicitor as a result of that. And this perhaps indicates to me one of the very great strengths that Baiju has. He's a fighter. He doesn't give up. He represents his community, and he aims for what he wants. And within that, he's a dreamer. Dreamer in the most powerful sense, Baiju. It's about ideas, it's about where I can take myself, but also his lovely family. He became a member of this council and took forward his priorities powerfully and strongly. And I first worked closely with Baiju on the motion around Black Lives Matter, with I think Councillor Pora was also involved, so the 3 of us were heavily engaged in trying to ensure that we brought to this council a motion that reflects our support of the Black Lives Matter movement. And I think, again, this demonstrates Baiju's qualities. Baiju's qualities to fight for those who are less well off. His desire to work to tackle the unfair treatment of workers in particular. And again, he became renowned for his work around midwifery council to tackle how care workers were dealt with. And again, demonstrates that belief and commitment to working within the community that he's first survived. On a very personal level, I can remember 2 things during Baiju's mayoral year that will always remain in my memory. I do mean always. The first was the chef-in service at Olem, and as a bad Catholic, to go back and see that service in all its splendour was a truly wonderful experience. The second has already been related to, which was the work that Baiju did in making sure that the fallen of India were commemorated in this city. It was, I think, the first time that's happened within the country, and Baiju's determination, it'd be fair to say, to make that happen. And it would be also fair to say we did have 1 or 2 words on occasion of disagreement to try and ensure this has happened. But again, I think that reflects Baiju. It's about you have that passionate discourse and you come to a conclusion and you move forward. And as is often the case, Baiju tends to win. I think that event sums up everything that was wonderful about what a mayor can do, but what Baiju's done. To have, I think it was 5 different consulates represented, to have army involved, to have the local community involved, and at times it felt that it wasn't going to happen, but it did, and as I say, it's something that I will forever memory. And the final thing is what's intriguing with that. It's the first time I think that the press department of the council has had to have and deal with inquiries from the Times of India, where I think we made the front page. As I say, Baiju is a passionate man. He's a fighter. And I always think, I just said to Councillor Griffin, Baiju's at his best when he puts away the speeches that have been written for him and he speaks from the heart for himself. And that was exemplified by what he said earlier on. The two quotes I want to end with is one from a gentleman called Alexander Crummell. And there's a fabulous exhibition to link to the new mayor at the Fitzwilliam at the moment. And this came directly from him. And the quote is, "If the black man cannot be free in this land, if he cannot tread with firmness every pathway to preferment and superiority, neither can the white man." This demonstrates to me a real core of what Baiju believes in and fights for. And he asked us, the second quote is from Baiju. He said, "Can a migrant do the job of the mayor?" I would believe Baiju has demonstrated in all sorts of ways a migrant can. He's done it his own way, on his own terms, and for that alone, I will forever be thankful. Thank you, Baiju.
Can I call on Councillor Holloway to second the motion?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you so much, Baiju, for your mayoral year, for everything you've done for the City of Cambridge. Perhaps our first non-white mayor, perhaps our first generation migrant mayor in over 800 years of history. A man who grew up in India, and you've made your home in Cambridge. It's an international story, your story, but it's also very much a Cambridge story. You started your life in India, but since you've arrived here, you've studied at Cambridge Regional College, Anglia Ruskin University. You've lived and worked in the city for many years now, and as you said, you, like so many other migrants, have made an enormous contribution to the city. Your mayoralty does have huge symbolic significance for our city, a city where 28% of our residents were not born in this country. But I think it would be unfair on you to focus purely on the symbolic significance of that mayoralty. You personally have also brought joy to many people across the city through your visits, through your many powerful speeches. And
congrats on your electing as the mayor of Cambridge, and those people who said few words about me, and I want to thank them. Councillor Devi, when you quoted Bhagat Singh, I was about to cry. See, Bhagat Singh, comparing me with Bhagat Singh is an insult to Bhagat Singh. So that's what he did for the nation, and that was he did for injustice. And thank you very much for those kind words. And you're right, Councillor Devi, I am someone who dream a lot. The problem with me is, I see those dreams not in the night, during the day, which keep me awake. So I have ambition, I am passionate, but one thing, I am not compromisable or inflexible is, I will not tolerate injustice. And I will fight at any extent to achieve social justice. And of course, Councillor Holloway, thank you very much for those kind words. And of course, Councillor Bennett, thank you for those nice words. Since Councillor Devi quoted Bhagat Singh, I want to just clear my chest. If I don't say something, I think Bhagat Singh may not forgive me today. Members, I have become a councillor since 2018, say for 1 year. And the practice, what we have in this chamber, what I have seen, the ruling bench will move a vote of thanks. And the opposite bench will second it. That was the procedure since I have been elected here as the councillor. And I asked a few of my colleagues who were more experienced than me, was that the procedure? And they all said to me, yes, that was the case. If I don't say this out here, I'm doing injustice to Bhagat Singh. Why? Is that because I am a migrant? Nobody else want to or we want to break the practice that what we followed? Is there a specific reason to break that procedure we followed? Nothing. And I just want to say it out here in this chamber. We may have political differences of opinion. Maybe we fight. But that is an idea. But when it comes to human, we treat people equally. And at least learn to treat people equally and stop the rhetoric and actions speak louder than voice. Thank you.
So we're moving on now to, so welcome and congratulations. I'm sure on behalf of us all, I would also like to place on record thanks to the former councillors for their contributions to the work of this great council and city. That's Councillors Gilda Dale, who has gone to work in London, and Councillor Sam Carling, who is now an MP. The youngest MP, I think, ever. We move on to agenda item 5, which is a resolution of thanks to the outgoing mayor. I would like to move the following resolution. Oh no, I beg your pardon, Councillor Daly is going to move the following resolution.